Gallery, and if you were watching any of the entertainment proceedings over the course of the evening, you heard this talented woman to my right performing. It's Ruby Lewis, actress, singer, performer, and New York native. And that's actually kind of where I want to start, because so much of who we talk, so many of the people who we talk to who get this honor, it seems they're from outside and then find themselves in Vegas. Before we get into your connection with Neil and everything and Dorothy and the Portnoy Gallery, how long have you been in Vegas? And as a performer, how's it really shaped your career being the entertainment capital?
Well, I have to say, I never ever had Vegas in my bingo cards. And, you know, growing up, I wanted to go to New York or LA. And a show brought me here. And then I just kept finding opportunities in Vegas. And I was on my fourth show, and I brought home. And Vegas became a home for me, but it was very unexpected. And but I was just so supported, and I had so much work and so much interesting work for me, and without the stress of big cities. And so I bought the house in 2017. So I've been in and out since then, and still like doing stuff here and there. But to me, it's still my landing base, and it's still a place where I can come home and specifically try new things, because I have a beautiful artistic community where I can try stuff without feeling the pressure of being judged, like if I'm in New York City or LA. If that makes sense.
Oh, it makes complete sense. And that's what's so cool, because Vegas is like that big little town. We're growing. You came out here in 2017. That was kind of really in the middle of the boom of it all. And as we continue to expand, we're kind of getting that big city vibe, but geographically, we're still very small compared to New York and LA. So that's what's cool. It's small, it's intimate enough to where you can make those connections, but you can really thrive as a performer, because in many ways, especially if you land the right gig, the right, know the right people, all eyes will eventually revert your way. Speaking of eyes on you and your fellow performers, your contemporaries, you have background in Broadway, Cirque du Soleil, you've done voice performing, stage performing, and of course singing tonight with, classic like show tunes and songs of the American Songbook. As a performer, how do you feel you've carved out your niche in terms of what you do specifically? Because obviously you do a lot, but what do you think you really bring to the table that other performers don't?
It's been interesting because, I just kind of took the gig when it came, and so for a while there, I did Grease and I did We Will Rock You, and I was a rock singer, and then I did Paramore, and then I became more of an old Hollywood singer, and then I did Marilyn, and then I really became an old Hollywood singer, and I took on the look, I took on the vibe, and it became a brand which I could run with, and I also just really love singing in that style, so I kind of leaned into that, but I really love to play around with styles, and I'm from Kentucky originally, and so I love country music. I mean, I like to keep myself, like all my shows, I want to write something new every time, but here in Vegas, the Hollywood, the glamour, the golden age of Hollywood just fits here, and so, and I bought this home that used to be owned by Gladys Knight.
Really?
And so it's like this mid-century modern house, and there's a lot of energy in it. That's just like old Vegas, old Hollywood. I mean, it's just like the Rat Pack, I kind of feel
100%.
like it's my vibe.
Yeah, and we got that. You heard Moon River. You did the Happy Birthday, or kind of in the vein of Mr. President with Marilyn Monroe, kind of like in that vibe. And I immediately got that when I was reading more info about you. That's what was so cool to read about the stage performing and stuff like that. You just mentioned Grease, you mentioned Cirque du Soleil and stuff. But every singer, even though they don't want to be put in a bubble or put in a box, they still kind of have a certain style, a certain aura about them. And what you kind of just described there is kind of you to a T. That's what's so perfect. And that's what Vegas has always been about. We like the elaborate shows. We like the flashiness. We like the big stage productions. But at the end of the day, lounge singers are what made this city. The Rat Pack is who made this city. All you need is a stage, a microphone, and maybe a little bit of lighting, and you're good.
Yes.
And I love how you were at that point in your career where you kind of have adopted that. What does that do for you performing in settings like this that are very intimate, that are very focused on community and family and friends and just really connecting? Does it, even though you have history with the big performances, do you prefer this in any way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was doing We Will Rock You, the biggest stadium, we played 10,000 seats,
Wow.
and so I felt like I had a rock star experience there. But for me, live performance, as opposed to like television or film, I
Yeah.
still prefer theater and live performance because it's mutual, and I can immediately get feedback from the crowd and energy from them. It's completely reciprocal, and it's so much easier in like a living room setting like this. I love it so much, and I can take requests, and I can wish people happy birthday, and it's just, to me, that's, I could do that for my career. I mean, I love being among people who we're all in it together and we're all sharing in the moment.
Right. And tonight is very much your moment. And you just mentioned your career. It's a reflection and celebrating your career. What does receiving the honor of being inducted, having your picture on the wall, the caricature, the being Portnoy, why everyone here for the Wine Art and Music event considers it such a big deal? You've accomplished a lot in your career. This is another thing that you could hang on the resume. What does it mean to you, though?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as they would say, it's something to write home about. It'll probably be featured in my hometown newspaper, probably
Awesome.
because I'm from Shelbyville, Kentucky. It's a small town. It's a big deal,
Yeah.
and to me, it means that I've made a mark enough so to where being commemorated to me is mostly important because I just want to give as much to the community as I can, and for that to be received and appreciated just means a lot because that's been my main goal is just to be a part of the community.
And in terms of the community and the appreciation for anyone out there following, for anyone who is live in attendance, they may be familiarizing themselves with you for the first time. But for people who are doing that, what's the best way to follow your career trajectory moving forward, whether it be social media, your individual brand? How do we stay in the loop?
Thank you for asking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I build my own website. It's rubylewis.com, and I'm mostly active on Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
RubyLouLA is my Instagram, and I'm trying to be better about it anymore. I'm like
Right.
trying to, okay, I'm sharing.
The
But
daily reminders.
yes, so I mean, but as far as reaching out and messaging me, if you want to reach me, that's usually the platform I use is Instagram.
Awesome. And again, so much of what we do is on the digital front, so maybe a collaboration in the near future. Who knows? But Ruby, thank you so much. Great job tonight. You may hear in the background, we still have more music and entertainment on the way. So stick around. Our coverage here from the Portnoy Gallery continues. It's Wine, Art, and Music, and GoLive Vegas is here for every step of it. We'll be back in just a few.